Whenever I buy foodstuffs in bulk, this is one of the stews or stew bases I make, and it's always in my fridge or freezer for any tomato stew, jollof, in fact, any stew at all, okay? So today I'm going to show you how I make it. It's pretty simple. All you need are just a few ingredients and then you have this ready to go anytime you want it. So let's get started. I have on the fire saucepan. I'm going to be adding some oil. So allow the oil to heat up before you add in some chopped onions. So for reference, right, the oil is not too much. It's just to fry your ingredients. Fine, you can reduce it if you want. But mostly when I'm done cooking and there's a little bit more oil on the surface of the stew, I just tend to scoop it off and then we are good to go, okay? So I fry my onions for a bit and then I go ahead and add my spices. Usually I use some curry powder, nutmeg, and some mixed spices. I just dump them in there and then allow it to fry also. I realized that frying the spices earlier on or early in the recipe enhances the flavor, especially if you have not roasted the spices initially. So after say about 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add my blended ginger, onions, garlic, and for me, I add the habanero pepper in here. If you like, you can blend the pepper separately. But once again, I'll keep saying we don't eat a lot of pepper in this house, so usually I add it to one or two of the ingredients, so it's just easy to mix everything up, okay? So once that is in, I'll give it a good mix and allow this to fry very well. So the goal is to sort of like change the color of the blended ingredients I just added. Make it look slightly brown before any other thing is added, okay? We want to enhance the sweetness of the stew by allowing the onions especially to fry very well. That's what will help the stew become extremely delicious. So please take your time here, okay? Of course, go in from time to time to stir a bit so that it does not get burnt. If you're new here, hello, my name is Yasmi. You're welcome to my kitchen. Please consider subscribing and joining this amazing blooming family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for staying with me every single video. I'm so grateful. If you've watched the video till this end, I'll plead with you to give me a thumbs up on it as it helps push my video to other audience as well. At least YouTube will know that you like the video and you want others to see it also, okay? Next, I'm going to go in with some tomato mix. This is usually what I use, Tasty Tom brand, okay? So I'll usually use the entire sachet. And also in this season of the scarcity of tomatoes, I am a little heavy-handed on the tomato mix or tomato paste or tomato puree, whatever you want to call it, okay? And then I'll go ahead and show you my tomato mix. That's the fresh tomatoes I'll be adding later on in this recipe, okay? Of course, with the tomato paste, you want to make sure you're frying it very well. So usually, depending on the quantity, you're supposed to fry this not less than 7 minutes, okay? Just keep stirring so your stew does not get burnt. But please make sure in total, no matter how small your stew is, fry your tomato paste for about 7 minutes before proceeding to add the next ingredients, okay? My stew has been cooking an extra 10 minutes and is looking good already. I'm going to allow this to continue cooking for about 2 to 3 extra minutes so that all the ingredients will mix together beautifully. And then I'll introduce you to the next set of ingredients. I've mentioned earlier that when I was shooting this video, tomatoes had become extinct, if you like, okay? So usually what I do is to add some bits of other vegetable to give the stew more body, and that is beetroot, okay? So I'm going to blend my beetroot with some fresh tomatoes and then we'll introduce it into the stew base. Of course, the beetroot adds color but also adds a ton of nutrients. So please, if you've not tried it before, do well to try it. In fact, you can cook your jollof without the store-bought tomato mix or tomato paste, okay? So it's really up to you. Just that when you're cooking with beetroot, you have to make sure that you're not overdoing it so that it doesn't overpower the dish. You get the color, so you don't need too much, okay? So I'll cover that and give it about 10 minutes while going in to stir from time to time. And look, our stew base is looking wonderful already. I'm going to give it an extra 5 minutes to make sure it cooks down beautifully. When the oil begins to surface on top, your stew is done, okay? And at this point, I'll be going in with some seasoning. I'm adding some shrimp powder, salt, and a bit of stew seasoning, okay? So if you're making this a stew base, do not over salt it, okay? Because whatever it is that you'll be adding later will include salt. So don't make this too salty so that when you're going to use it for your jollof or your chicken stew or your goat meat stew, you'll not be found wanting. So just like that, our stew is ready. I fetched a bit of it for jollof, and then I used the rest of it for goat meat and cow meat stew, and it was banging. So the next time you do your monthly or weekly shopping, make sure you're making this versatile all-purpose stew base and then keeping it in your fridge or freezer for the week or 2 weeks or for the month if you like, okay? Because it's an amazing recipe and I believe you're going to enjoy it if you try it. Thank you for joining me today. It's been an amazing time. Please join me again next time when I drop another video. Comment, let me know what you think about this recipe. Share on your way out as well. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and until we meet again, as always, keep blooming.